Hello, baseball fans. I'm Ken O'Neill, and this is the Collegiate Summer Baseball Network, CSBN, and this is Commissioner's Corner, and my guest today is Max Salevsky of the Greater Northeast Collegiate Baseball League, mostly in Maine. And Max, welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you, Ken.
Now, you started in 2017. You started a new league. There's a lot of other summer leagues. How did you start it, and why did you start it with the other leagues around?
Well, the other leagues were different in that the ones that existed in the New England area were all places that the guys had to go be housed at a host family. They had to travel 4 and 5 days a week, and that didn't allow for them to be able to have a work schedule. College guys all need work schedules. They all need money for school. It also didn't allow them to do anything as far as internships or just plain be home with their family after being away for 9 months at school. And I thought that there had to be a better way for these guys to play competitive ball, stay home, and be able to partake of all those things. So what I did, I had spoken with several college coaches that I know in the area. I said, here's my model. This is what I'm thinking. Can you add anything to it? And we kind of put our heads together, and this is kind of it all came to fruition from there.
Now, what were the challenges putting that together and getting the kids to come and play for you?
Well, the biggest challenge was probably the notoriety. These other leagues, as you said, had been already in existence, so they were well known. With a league that's a startup here 4 years ago, it was tough getting the college coaches to give the trust factor in sending their players to us. We have Division II and Division III primarily players. We have a number of Division I players, and we even go down and take JUCO players, and last year for the first time added in rising freshmen, those players that are now already committed to a college program. The college coach has spoken for them, and so we bring those in as well.
Now, you started with 4 teams, and then the next year 6, and then I believe 2 more expansion teams. How has that worked? How do you get people to want to participate in your league?
Well, again, they have seen what we give, what we offer. They know that we have a good, and I hate this word, but we have a good product. It's all about the guys. It's a nonprofit situation. You know, they obviously pay their player fee, and every dollar that comes in goes back to the good fields and umpires and coaches that we have in the league. Almost everybody, I'd say 95% of the coaches all have college coaching experience as far as being assistant coaches and someday want to be a head coach, or head coaches that no longer are at a college program and just wanted to come and help out these young men. I thought that was important because I want these guys to see what they're seeing during their springtime college season. It was important for them to come, know that they can't just throw on their cleats and jump onto the field. They come and they spend a lot of time getting ready, doing their throwing progressions, going through the cage. And the coaches really give them a lot of information to help them out when they go back to their fall program.
Now, did you pattern your league after another league? Did you say, okay, I'm going to take this from this league, this from that league? How did you deal with that?
Well, I'd actually say no. I mean, yes, I did see things that worked in other leagues, but, it pretty much was a straight startup. We play out of college ballparks in Old Orchard Beach, Maine, which is here in southern Maine region, just a little south of Portland. That's a former, I should say, a AAA ballpark. It was the Maine Guides that were there, and then they moved up to Portland. And so that left that ballpark open for, expansion of other teams. We play there. We play at a number of other college venues, University of Southern Maine, St. Joseph's College of Maine, and a number of other schools right locally. And that gives these guys the idea that they're not going to be playing, the field. They're going to be playing real baseball, as they would during their college season.
Now, obviously, with the pandemic and there's no baseball, there's no sports, how is your league handling this?
Well, and yeah, like we all are, we're going day by day. I have been inundated with calls, not only from those players that have played previously in the league, but, those guys that want to come on and play this year. And what I've told them is this, it is our full intent to have a league this summer. We normally start anywhere from Memorial Day to the 1st, 2nd of June and run through the middle of August for a 25 to 27 game schedule. I told them that if we have to truncate that season, then that's what we'll do. But I want to be able to offer them, a league this summer. A lot of these guys, well, all of them have had to forego their spring seasons. The players that were seniors, normally we don't bring those guys back. You have to have college eligibility in order to play in the league. And this year I reached out to all the college coaches, some 51, 52 programs that I know, and said, look, coach, if you have seniors want to come back and play, even if they are not going to come back to your program next year for, say, a 5th year or graduate year, if they just want to put a period on their college experience with ball, please, they're all welcome. So the answer also is that we are all at stay-at-home levels right now here in Maine. We are until the 30th of this month. The governor that would be, has the opportunity to either end it at that point or to elongate it. So we're kind of at the behest of what goes on around us. And we'll morph, if you will, to fit the pattern. All right.
So there isn't. So you don't have any particular date yet, like May 15th. If that comes up, then that's the end of it, or are you just?
I do. I actually already have an ad hoc schedule put together. Our prospective date is the 2nd of June. That's our start date, and we will go out to the 15th of August this year. Again, if we have to change that based on what the officials are telling us, then that's what we'll do.
All right. But in your mind, we will have a season.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Unless something happens that is going to be derogatory to all of us, and that would be the outbreak getting worse than it has been. And I certainly think, and I hope, here's hoping, that we're going in the right direction with that. It looks now like here in Maine, we've had a pretty static situation as far as new cases for the last week or more. And if that maintains, I think that we're going to slowly start to open things.
Now, let's just say, for the sake of argument, I live in Maine, and I said, I want to be part of this. I want to have a team. How do you go about doing that?
Okay, well, the teams are owned by the league. There's no standalone teams that come in. Now, there's a caveat to that because I did allow one last year. But basically, we own the teams. If you are a player already on a college program, already ensconced there, go to your coach, say, Coach, I need to be placed this summer. I've heard about this league. What do you think? And they will put into me, they'll go on our website on the homepage. There's a player tab where they can go on to player interest. They fill that out and send a form, comes directly to me. I will then contact them. They go ahead and put their coach's contact information. I'll contact the coach. And I want to know what the coach feels about them, how they feel that they're going to best help their club in the fall. And, we go from there.
Now, do you have any, some teams have, or some leagues have pitching where you can only pitch a certain amount of innings, a number of whatever. Is your league like that? Does your league have a lot of pitchers on the team and so forth?
Actually, what I try to do is keep the numbers on each individual roster relatively low. We stay hopefully lower than 18 per roster. That allows a number of position players and hopefully 5 to 6 POs, pitchers only, on the team. That way they can get their innings. The guys in the field can get their at-bats. Last year, I can just, off the top of my head, say that the relative number for guys getting at-bats, they were getting anywhere between 95 and 105 for the summer, and that's pretty good. And most pitchers, standalone pitchers, were getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 35 innings. So it gave them an opportunity to work on things. And again, I go back to the coaches that we have. if they want to work on something, there's guys there behind them that can help them out.
Well, thank you very much for being with us today. I hope that you stay safe and your family stays safe. And we want baseball, and we want your league to be successful.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you reaching out. And again, you stay safe as well. Let's all have good thoughts and move the summer ahead.
Thank you very much for being with us on Commissioner's Corner on CSBN. And I'm Ken O'Neill reporting. We'll see you next time.